What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 3 breakdown, recap and review. And oh baby, this was what I wanted from the show. Daniel Bruhl is unreal as Zemo, and while I don't particularly like villains of the MCU having redemption arcs like Loki, well yeah, kind of, I had an absolute blast watching him this episode, and I really need to go and watch Inglourious Bastards and Rush after this. But Sharon returning was also a joy, as well as seeing the hive of scum and villainy of Madripoor in live action was a true sight to behold, even if there were no X-Men. But you know I'm going to be watching that in like 0.25 speed soon, trying to see if I spot any of the X crew. As always, if you enjoyed the video, then please do drop a like down below, as it helps us out massively, and subscribe with notifications on to never miss a video. We open with a commercial for the Global Repatriation Council. These are the people who are helping people get back to their old lives and jobs from before the snap. I really like how we're seeing the fallout of what would really happen in the idealistic dreams of bringing people back from the snap like we did in Endgame, and here it is in reality. It's total chaos, with the world becoming even more broken as ever as people are displaced into camps. And I kind of get why Carly wanted to have a life during the blip back in action. But John Walker, the Kirkland Captain America, is investigating the safe house and working for the GRC. Yes, I really liked how the internet cafe owner was like, yeah, I know who you are, and well, I don't really care. Guys, I just absolutely hate John Walker so much, which means Wyatt Russell is doing a bang-up job of portraying the mantle being put into the wrong hands. But I'm disappointed in people being toxic towards the actor. And if you want more of Wyatt Russell, I really recommend checking out his Black Mirror episode. Now, Battlestar makes a good point about how Carly is doing a good job spreading these vaccines, and people will have loyalty towards her as Bucky and Sam visit Zemo. Yeah, nice try, Zemo, on trying to activate him, but Wakandan tech works wonders as Zemo tried to spawn camp him there. And he says it's nothing personal about what happened, and he's reading Machiavelli. Of course, Niccolo Machiavelli is the famous author who became known for his political theory of Machiavellian politics that authorizes all methods to achieve one's goals, and that's, of course, what Zemo has done this whole time. Now, I also loved how Bucky broke him out of jail, and it was shot and written so well, seeing Bucky enact his plans, explaining to Sam what they would do, but he's already done it, as we now have two amazing Prison Break MCU scenes from Guardians of the Galaxy, and now this. I also found it funny how the post-credit scene from Ant-Man here is similar as Zemo reveals himself to Sam. Some very nice callbacks here, as Zemo has a collection of vintage whips. Is it me, or did that look like a gigantic garage from GTA 5? And he busts out his masks. Of course, the mask is iconic. And the first Zemo had a mask in the comics after his face being struck by Adhesive X, and a similar thing happens to the Zemo we have here in the comics as well. However, while many thought, myself included, the mask might be inspired by Thanos, it sadly wasn't. But in the comics, he was a Baron of Royalty loyal to Hydra, and it's nice how it's acknowledged here, and he's filthy rich and was a royal before Sokovia was destroyed. I never thought that the banter between Zemo, Bucky and Sam would absolutely give me life on this Friday, which truly is now a Good Friday, as Sam is aghast that Bucky didn't like Troubled Man, the music that Sam suggested to Steve in Winter Soldier. And Zemo's review of it, yeah, that was something else. Just everyone's bringing their A game to these shows. I just can't wait for Loki if this is the quality that we've got. But they head to Madripoor complete with cover story, as Bucky is the Winter Soldier once more, and Sam has to be the Smiling Tiger. Now, this has a basis in the comics. a bit tenuous, as Conrad Mack was the smiling tiger and was the offspring of his father and a magical cult member. Yeah, like I said, it's a bit tenuous here. Now, Madripoor is of course the awful place from Marvel Comics, so synonymous with the X-Men, and it looks stunning here as the crew head to find the location of the super soldier serum factory. Yeah, say that a few times. But they head to a bar, and this bit was absolutely roaring with laughter in my house as the power broker is watching over Madripoor. Of course, the power broker was the one who gave John Walker and Hoskins their powers in the comics, but they're chopping and changing things over, and they're doing a great job, to be honest. But Zemo wants to meet Shelby, and the Winter Soldier is activated as Bucky has to pretend to go to that dark place once more. But yeah, there wasn't much pretending in that scene, was there? But they meet Shelby and the scene of them walking there was smooth as heck. And you have got to respect the Zemo drip there. Now, Shelby talks to Zemo about the serum in exchange for the Winter Soldier. It turns out that Wilfred Nagel is the man who was working on it. Funny enough, Nagel in the comics was the one who preceded Erskine with the super soldier formula, and it was used on Isaiah Bradley and his fellow black soldiers first, who we saw last week. But it's been kind of reversed here, I think, and I did actually really like it. However, Sam gets a call from his sister, and Anthony Mackie's comedic acting is just absolutely top-notch here, as he tries to act like a criminal, but is rumbled just as Shelby's murdered, and they have a bounty on their head in Madripoor. Luckily, they run into Sharon Carter, who has been hiding out in Madripoor since stealing Falcon's wings and Cap's shield. Kind of funny there how she didn't actually get a pardon or have any sort of redemption there. Yeah, that struck me a bit odd there. But she's managed to carve out a life with a gallery selling stolen artwork, and Sam does say what we're all thinking, as Winter Soldier got a pardon, the starey robot guy. But surely Sharon can as well, as he says he'll help, and she's like, yeah, you can't help. you have nothing to do. You can't help me at all. And she seems to have accepted her life on the run. The true highlight of the episode was the club scene as Zemo dances and then they're at the bar. It does remind me of a night at the Roxbury, and I imagine there is going to easily be a GIF or a kind of edit of that very soon. But they managed to locate Nagel as he's located in a kind of container, and they break into his lab. We learn that he was hired by Hydra to actually work on the serum for the Winter Soldier program, except when Hydra fell, he was recruited by the CIA, which is kind of similar to his comic book counterparts, as he was working for Germany and Hydra and then recruited by the Americans, and he fixed the serum, except he got snapped and the power broker funded his work. There were 20 vials which Carly stole, and she contacted him again for help with a dying woman who was seen dying this episode. I do like these changes. It's almost similar to the comics, except Zemo doesn't want a single super soldier, as they are put on a pedestal, and kills him as they have to escape Madripoor, which they do, and it seems like there's more to Sharon's story here. I think there's going to be more. But we cut to Carly, who is casing a GRC base and later kills the guards, with her violence escalating. She says that's the only thing they understand, which is, yeah, that's very true. The actress is superb, and the adaptation is bang on here with an updated Flag Smasher. Now, Sam says he would have destroyed the shield if he'd known what had happened, but Bucky says he will take it before he can do that, which hints at Bucky becoming Cap, which he did at one point in the comics, as John Walker investigates Zemo's escape and suspect Bucky and Sam, and it looks like he's going to go off script here, and he's going to use brutal methods, as he says they won't care what he does as long as he gets the job done. I mean, bro, that is not the point of the Cap title, and I really think that John Walker would have been up for the Sokovia Accords. However, our three best friends that anyone could have arrive in Latvia looking for Carly, but Adora Milaje is here for Zemo, and not only is that an interesting plot thread, but it will be curious to see how Marvel deal with Chadwick Boseman's sad passing. Now, I really like this episode. I was watching this with my girlfriend this morning, and we think that this is possibly the best bit of MCU content, possibly since Endgame. Lofty, and I am coming off a runner's high after getting a PB and a 5k before watching this, so maybe that's gone to my head. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Please do drop a like, please do subscribe with notifications on, and do check out our channel for an Invincible breakdown as well, which is going to come soon, as I have just got Zelda Breath of the Wild, and it is one of the best games I've ever played. But that's it. Have an awesome day. Do have as many hot cross buns and Easter eggs as you can, and do have a good day. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.